Good morning, car guys and car gals. This is Lou Ramirez, the car guy.
This is Fred Lenartz, the subprime hero.
And we are excited to be brewing solutions with you. Today, we are bringing you another incredible woman in automotive that is shaking up the entire industry on a consistent basis. We are so honored that we get the chance to be brewing with all these incredible women. But do us a favor while we're doing the same thing is
share.
Share.
That's
right. Tag a car guy.
Tag a car guy.
Tag a car gal.
Car gal.
And get this all around because this is going to be a great cup of coffee with a great conversation. Good morning, subprime hero.
Good morning, car guy. All right.
Nice to see you.
Man, super excited about this morning. Already got my 75 hard on. Already got that going.
We already had a great news meeting.
Day 31 is over with. The great news meeting was fantastic. I tell you, there was some really great stuff. Really great things. One thing I want to throw out was my buddy Jimmy and his mother. I want to throw a shout out to him and his mom. Mama, so glad that everything has gone clear. I'm glad that all those tumors that they took out of your brain are gone and that there's just fragment and they're cleaning it up and you got a clean bill of health. I'm so happy to hear that. Let's go, Jimmy's mom. Love you, man. I'm so happy to hear that. That was like some of the best news I've heard in a long time because I know he's been struggling with that for well over a year. So
it's amazing
news.
What that does. That gets that weight off the shoulder. It gets that worry out of the heart. And it helps you to also be encouraged that more miracles are on the way. Folks, there is such great news that's going on all throughout the industry. And we want to be encouraging to let you know that it's okay to share it. And it's okay to bring other people in to get your high fives, to get your hugs, and to have some fun sharing the great news. I believe that where we go is based off of where it is that we gaze. And if we're looking at the good news, we're going to see more good news on the road. Speaking of good news, Fred, we have an incredible partner that is bringing this brew. You can see them right there. M1 Data and Analytics. Folks, let me help you understand something. Not all data is created equal, okay?
Not at all.
There are so many people that you can get your data from and that can help you actually do some great things inside of your business. We want to make sure that you are aware that plugging in the right data into your business could help you to explode what it is that you do inside of your marketing, inside of all of your campaigns, and also how you make adjustments. Thank you, M1 Data and Analytics, for joining us on this mission. So thankful to be connected with them and all the other incredible people that are bringing you this incredible brew, just like our friends over at Think Ad Group.
Yay! Gotta love some www.thinkadgroup.com. Great people, great folks making solutions using your current database, folks. Reach out to them. They'll show you the way. I promise.
That's right. They definitely will show you the way. And of course, you know the deal. You can always find a way to make things better when you sweep the corners of the room for improvement, and you allow someone like our incredible partners over at Dealership Toolkit to jump in and help you to fill up your box until it explodes with opportunity, explodes with new potential inside of your business, and explodes your thoughts on where it is that your business can go. Gotta love some of that Dealership Toolkit. I love that entire team. And we are so excited to be joining the entire We're Better Together crew in San Antonio next week at the NIADA convention. We can't wait to caffeinate that convention. It's going to be a fun one.
Oh, you know it's going to be. That's next week, folks. We're going to be there Monday through Thursday. It's going to be fire. If you want to come out and meet us, come. We're going to be interviewing people. We're going to be having a lot of fun. The interviews are not planned. They're going to be people that we see, and we're going to pull in, and we're going to ask a few questions. We're going to have some fun, just like we are today with our current guest that we're getting ready to drop the bomb on. I can't wait to bring her up. She's another special woman in automotive that is doing things that are changing it up. She's always trying to find a way to make sure that she has a solution for her dealers, says solution for her friends. And that's what she's about. She's a solutionary in any way that you can imagine. That's what we're all about. We are the solutionaries are here. Lou and I, we are the certified solutionaries, and we're ready to get pumped up. We're ready to bring our guest on. We're ready to ask her these 5 questions. But before we even do all that, we're gonna have to do the forgive, focus, fly when we get her on. You already know.
Knows the handshake.
And I'm excited about it. So let's
go ahead and get this going. So without further ado, car guys, car gals, and solutionaries all throughout the land, help us in welcoming our friend, Laura Berman.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Wow, we're so excited to have you here. There's so much great news that you have to share today, but we're excited to hear your story, also get a little deep with you, hear about how you got to where you're at today. But man, we're pumped up, we're positive, we're ready to get things going, we're ready to share your story with our network. Let's make this happen. But before we do everything, like I mentioned, there's the 3 F's that we always talk about.
How excited are you to be brewing solutions with us today?
Oh my God, I cannot wait. So excited to be here with you guys.
That's what I'm talking about. You see that lovely smile, folks? That's why we are brewing with this incredible woman in automotive, because she is always bringing that smile. She's always bringing encouragement. And I loved it when we first had the actual chance to put an arm around her over at the Digital Dealer Conference over in Orlando. It was great to really see you in person, just like all the other great people that we had the chance to meet. But now you are brewing with us, and it is such an honor. Such an honor to have you here on the show. Again, look at that smile, man. Look at that smile.
Me too.
I'm super excited. But before we go any further, we have to teach you the secret handshake so that you can be part of the gang.
Okay.
That's right.
All right, West Side. So here we go. We have the 3 F's. And the first of the 3 F's is forgive. And in order to forgive, you have to just let all the weight of unforgiveness go. You have to think about everything that you had in the past that you think maybe people did you wrong. Maybe you didn't do something. Maybe you woke up late, or maybe you didn't help somebody out. Maybe you didn't go to a dealer, or you didn't follow up on a phone call. It's the past. The past is the past. You have to let it go. There's nothing you can do about it. Let all that weight of unforgiveness just right off those shoulders. She knows. Dust it off, right? And just let it go. So this way that you can focus on what you want.
Now your hands are free.
Now your hands are free to be able to focus on what you want, And once you're able to focus, man, you fly, and you fly really good, and then you just keep growing. So let's get this thing going, Lou.
Let's go. Okay, so join us real quick as we get ready to forgive, focus, and fly with our friend Laura. On 3, everybody, let's wipe it off. 1, 2, 3.
Forgive, focus, fly, and keep growing, keep growing, keep growing.
That's right. Now we are ready to rock and roll. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. That was a good time.
Yes.
We welcome you to the cafe this morning. And wow, are you ready for these 5 questions?
Oh, you ready for these 5 questions?
So we're going to get this. Now, Laura Berman, she's the vice president of RLB Automotive Consultants. Her and her amazing husband, Rick, are out there changing the dealership landscape throughout the country. They're out there helping people get better, and they have a lot of great ideas, and we'll talk about more of that later. But let's get into this. The very first question I like to ask is your why. What drives you? What is your purpose? What makes you wake up every day and say, you know what, I'm going to go crush the day?
So ours is helping. We help not only our dealers, but we help their consumers. And all we want to do is try to give people a better life. And the products and services we have, we're able to do that.
Wow. That's, we're jumping into that space as well with you, where we're looking to help out these dealers and solve some of the problems that are either Achilles heels or just right there in front of them. They can just explode their business with new opportunities. And having a heartbeat just like Laura is why we're inspired to do what it is that we're doing, because they need somebody positive. They need somebody that actually cares for them and is giving them the tools that they need, not just tools that they can pay for. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And what we do really can be life-changing for both parties as well. I mean, if you give a customer an opportunity to purchase a car, that truly can change their lives. Gives them an opportunity to go back and forth to work, to their doctors, whatever they need. And some people have fallen on bad times before, and giving them an opportunity to get a car, again, truly life-changing for them.
There's everything we do. This business is life-changing. It trickles all the way down. Like she talks about the customer being able to go to work and be able to get to and from A to B and back to A, right? But then think about their families, being able to have a safe vehicle, for their family, be able to develop credit so one day they could buy a house for their family, and then talk about that family. I mean, it just keeps going. Those family members, they see that people are out there doing the right things. They went to a dealership. Now when it's their turn, when they're in their age that they could buy, they're not going to have that same guard up that that we've had because of the way our parents were treated in a dealership, back in the 80s and 70s and 60s. They were like, it was a game. It was a major game, and it's still sort of a game in a lot of dealerships out there. But people like Laura and Rick and people like Lou and I and a lot of other amazing solutionaries out there are out there trying to change the landscape of this business, trying to make it better so that this business is around for generations after generations. And I love that about you. I love that's what you do. I know that's what you do. You're a helper. You've been like that since we first met you. I met you when I pretty much started this game, like, of the social media, and we started putting stuff out, and you came out and you reached out, and you were always just so supportive from day one. That lets me know where your heart is. Your heart is in that growth. You're always trying to uplift people, and you're always trying to find people that uplift you. And it's kind of it's good because one hand shakes the other. Like Bill always talks about, it's a two-way street. That's right. And I absolutely love that we have a two-way street going on here, and you're an amazing person. We have some great people jumping on real quick. I want to throw some names out. We got Jason Grimes saying, good morning.
Good morning, Jason.
Carol Feely saying, love that, Laura. Yes.
Good morning, Carol.
We have a Facebook user, not sure who it is, but it says, hi, Miss Laura. I'm sure it's a friend of yours. I guarantee it. We got Paul Machine.
Yeah. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, my friends. He says, it's time for Forgive, Focus, Fly. Keep growing, keep growing. That's right. And then Sandy says, LOL, I'm over here doing the Forgive, Focus, Fly with you.
Good morning, Sandy.
Of course, we have Charles Higgins. We just saw him.
Hello, Charles.
He's a good guy. I'm so glad. Appreciate you all for jumping in. Wow. This morning, we have some great people coming in here, joining in. Share, tag, coffee cup emoji for us, folks. Let us know you're there. Let us know that you're ready to be caffeinated and get your cup filled up with some great caffeination from somebody that is dropping some great knowledge for us. Laura, thank you for being here again. Lou, what's up with question number 2?
Well, question number 2 is pretty standard stuff, making sure that we get an understanding of how this incredible solutionary found her way to right here on this show, but ultimately into the automotive industry. What's going on, Jackie? She went ahead and gave us them cheers right there. Thank you so much for those coffee cup emojis. Keep bringing them out, folks. But Laura, and you know what's funny is that we're doing all this conversing with all these incredible solutionaries in the automotive industry. And this is like what, our third Laura inside of this?
In the last 30 days, I believe this is the third Laura.
Something about the name that means solutionary. I don't know.
Yes,
but it's incredible.
That name in April. Those are some very popular names that are killing the business. Maybe it's something special that's in that name. It's a special recipe.
But Laura, what is it that brought you to the automotive industry?
So automotive industry back in the early 80s. I am old, so was getting ready to go to college and just looking for a part-time job. So I ended up accepting a position as an evening receptionist and at a dealership. And it was completely different than anything I'd ever experienced in my life. So I had the opportunity to watch the salespeople, and it was a little bit different back in the 80s, but just like most of us, you kind of get bit by the bug. Nobody ever wakes up and says, hey, I want to be a car salesman one day. Do we? No, we don't. But we end up in this business. So made my rounds throughout the accounting department, left my retail career. I was a GM at 2 Kia dealers and went to work for the manufacturer. And then COVID hit, and my husband and I are like, we've had our agency for a little while, and we're like, okay, let's do this together. So we're out there truly changing the lives of dealers. And we absolutely love the industry.
There's no doubt that you're doing that. I hear nothing but great things. I know dealers are excited, and you're constantly signing new ones. So that tells me that you're doing well, right? It's a beautiful thing. And I think it's amazing that you can sit there and work with your husband and have fun doing that with him. I know that you guys sometimes get to do things together, and other times you have to separate like you are today and go do other things, right? And that's okay. And that's what's so cool about having that partnership of being able to do it together and be powerful, but yet still be powerful apart, and be able to still share the same message. It's almost, Lou and I, we have a very similar message, but I don't live with him every night. So our message might be a little bit different. But with you two, I'm sure it's very uniform. I love that you guys are able to do that. Congratulations on that and being able to work with somebody that you live with and not,
I know, right? Our big joke used to be back in the day, I would leave on Mondays and come home on Fridays. We'll be married forever.
Yeah.
We started working together. I'm like, how's this going to work out? So we're about 1.5 years into it. It's fantastic. We have such a great relationship. So he's in flight right now. He's probably working. Probably watching. I don't know if you can see if he's on, but yeah, he's in flight to go visit our newest dealer partner.
Well, that's awesome. So do us a favor, everybody, and give us a cheers for Rick as he is traveling and out bringing solutions to dealers across the country. We are just thankful that, again, that partnership is showing that, one, husband and wife can work together. It's also showing that we are better together.
That's right.
The time that you have somebody else that can see something from another side and help to bring that culture to a different level because their vantage points are a little bit different than yours, it always helps for the room for improvement to be swept and for us to always find a solution that maybe we didn't see, but our partner next to us did see. So that's incredible. Shout out to you, Rick.
Big time shout out to Rick.
It's funny you say that because that's what we always say. We really are better together. So my specialty is the F&I world and his is the sales world. Not that we can't do both. But yeah, it's a great partnership. Look, he says, I'm watching, honey.
Yeah. There we go. That's love. That's so awesome.
That is so cute. I love Rick. Aww. That's so cool. I'm glad he's here. I appreciate you, Rick, for tuning in. But folks, that is love right there, Bim, too. You know, and love isn't just husband and wife. You can love, I love Lou, man. This is my bro. This is the dude that I do my business with. This is the dude, you know the deal, right? And this is what we do. And we like to encourage each other. We like to help each other. We are better together.
Yes.
You know, what's that saying that you always say? One does, I can't ever get it right.
1 can chase 1,000, 2 can chase 10,000. That is scripture, folks. We are amplified when we take the forces and the strength of each other and we join it together. The word also says that where 2 or more touch and agree, I am there, right? The power is activated where 2 or more touch and agree. Fred can say something, I can attach my faith to it, add an amen, and then we will see things become manifested and vice versa. If I'm believing for something, his heart attaches his faith into it, and we then unify, we can accomplish anything, folks. That is one thing that is truly the way that people have to understand things, that is that if you are unified, it doesn't mean exactly the same. That means becoming a unit, right? Becoming unified together. You can accomplish anything.
Right.
And we encourage you all to find somebody that can help show you a side of things that maybe you cannot see, maybe a weakness, maybe to have your 6 and pay attention to the things that you don't know are happening inside of your business. It will only help you get better. We encourage you to find somebody that you trust enough to do so. And it's harder to find somebody closer than the one that you made a covenant before God in, right? And saying, yes,
yeah, no doubt.
We are better.
And we do. We look at things different ways, but we come together. And like he says right there, together we're invincible.
100%. He's 100% right with that. You know, and together we are invincible. That's the thing. Yes, similar mission, different ideas, different thoughts. That diversity, you need diversity. And having diversity in relationship is beautiful. Being able to see through different lenses. You know, April Simmons says, you know, experiences of life are the lenses of perception, right? So when you look at things that happen, you may have had an experience with something that was great, and so for you, something like, you know, jumping out of a plane might be amazing, right? But to Rick, it may be like, no, man, that's crazy. I'm not jumping out of a plane. It's because
that's exactly how we feel. So on that subject, I want to jump out of a plane. He's like, why would you jump out of a perfectly good plane?
That's so funny that I guessed that, you know.
I know, right?
I would guess that between the two based off of everything I've seen. That's exactly why I said it in that order. But that being said, it's true. But that's what's so beautiful. It's like when you walk in a room, and if you walk in a room and everyone looks just like you, acts just like you, it's time to leave that room. You're not going to grow there.
Amen.
It's just too blah. Everyone's going to have this. Everyone's going to agree. Everyone's going to do the same thing. No one's going to challenge each other to be better. No one's going to do any of that. So look for diversity in a room. Look for diversity in relationships. Look for diversity in everything you do, and it will help you grow. The more different people that are around you, the more that you'll be able to find different ways to be able to change. People keep wanting to change and do the same thing. That's insanity. It's never going to change if you keep doing the same thing. So find something different. You know, and as we do these things, we learn these things. I know I learned tips like this from people I've met, books I've read, videos I've watched, experiences in my life, experiences that I've read through other people's lives, right? So that being said, I've had great mentors in your life as you've come up in this business, and you've been doing it for a long time, but not long enough. I'm excited to see how much further you go. You're just beginning, my friend. I know you're, you're not, you're amazing.
So excited.
I'm excited to see where you're going, because I know you have some great stuff that are brewing up right now, that are in that coffee pot ready to be poured into others. But as we're doing that, people have poured into you. People have done things like filled you up, right? So who has been somebody, or maybe whom, there might be a few other people, who are some people or one person that really sticks out to you that's helped you make pivots in your life to become the best version of Laura?
So I think that main person I would say would be my father.
Oh, man.
My father was an immigrant, came to this country, couldn't speak any English, very little English. And I watched him my whole entire life work to give us an amazing life. Wow. So he's really helped mold who I am. And in turn, I've shown my children the same thing. I have 3 amazing children, all very, very successful. And their work ethic and their heart, just like mine. So that makes me a very proud mother.
That's such incredible honor. And folks, there are so many people that right now, the generation that we're in now, and of course there's other generations to come, but I too am the firstborn son of an immigrant, right? Fred wasn't even born on American soil, right?
Oh, wow.
He was born abroad, and the firstborn of his mom's family here in the United States, or as an American. And it's something about the dream that we get the chance to have when we come here. It's something about the opportunity that we get to have, and then the honor of seeing those that have toiled and paved the way. My grandfather was a refugee inside of the Cuban American crisis back then. And so him going and pulling back his family from Cuba, and seeing that there's opportunity here, that we get the chance to grow. That's something that we're blessed for. But it also is important that we do honor the sacrifice of what it took to come here into a land you don't know. We had Maria on the show earlier this week, and we talked about how incredible of a story that was, that she was able to come here, forgive so much, get focused on growing, and then actually start flying inside of her career. And now you're here opening up the doors for many other dealers to find solutions, to find problems inside of where it is that they're doing business, and to actually grow. And you do that, and it is a legacy still attributed to your father coming to this country and being one that is faithful to raise up a family, give somebody that is bringing solutions, and brave enough to jump out of an airplane, right? Be pumped up about going to new levels. It's a great story, but it's also something that many of you can attach to. So those of you that are listening on the podcast, or those of you that are watching, there's a story that is only your story. And whether you're the firstborn of an immigrant, or you're the very, you are an immigrant, you've come to this country, you're starting your way into building something new and bringing new solutions. But there are so many challenges that we run into. Right. There are so many hiccups that we run into as trying to build that legacy, as trying to build ourselves inside of the American dream, right? And that American dream is different for everyone. I think the great thing about it is that everybody gets to try to live out that dream. But for you, you've ran into some challenges. Laura, what has been the biggest challenge that, whether it's you or Rick, or just you individually, that you faced in your career up to now?
So up to now, so initially when I first got into automotive, it was being a woman in a man's world.
Amen.
Back in the 80s and 90s, that was tough. So I always felt like, for me, I had to work twice as hard. I had to be at the dealership longer than everybody else. And I really had to make more of a difference. I had to stand out. So there was a lot of times that I've missed field trips and plays and things with my children. I had a nanny that raised them for a good part of their life. So I'm grateful that they don't hold that against me, but it was tough being in this world. Things are changing, still not enough women. So hopefully we can get some more in here. I know when I was on the retail side and I did hiring and recruiting, I always looked for women, because this business truly can be life-changing for all of us.
Yes. Oh man. And women will make it better. The more that we have, the better we'll be. And I'm not saying that because I'm interviewing women lately. I'm not saying that because, I'm a mama's boy and that my wife is the alpha male in the family.
All these things are true. All these things are true.
What I'm saying is that women are amazing, and you all have a special quality to you that really overchecks 90% of us men, and it's something that's amazing. It's something that's beautiful. There's not a woman that's not like important in my life that isn't somebody that I know that if they did the same job that I did over the last 20 years would be in twice as far as I've gone, because they would work harder. They have more empathy than I do. They just straight up, they work harder than me. They have these things. They do, and they're way more like my wife, for example. She's super smart, and she has all these like qualities that she understands. She doesn't beat around the bush. She's more of the direct. She talks to you, but she makes you feel like like she's your mom, right? She's going to make sure that you understand why she's saying this and that why it's going down. She would make it more logical. I remember when I first got in this business, I had this thing about bull crapping people. I don't know why I did that, but I was taught that, like, just make up a bunch of stuff and hopefully at the end they bought the car. Well, as I got better and as I got more educated and as I was married longer to an amazing woman, I started to realize honesty. Honesty works so well. Let's just be
transparency, all of it.
All of it. It works great in relationships, works great in business, it works great in friendships and partnerships. It does so many things. So just do it, right? So I went from being a white lie guy, I wasn't a heavy liar, but I was a white lie guy, to I don't even white lie no more. What's the point? It's silly. It's crazy. So I learned all that from a woman. I learned all that from women in my life. I learned to be a gentleman because of my mother. I learned to treat people with respect and with empathy because of my mother, right? And so to have women in this business, we need a ton of it. There is not enough, like you said. Unfortunately, up to now, it was just males force women out of the business. We try to make it uncomfortable for them. We try to do all these things, and I've seen it firsthand. I mean, hello, I've been there long enough around this business to see what men do in dealerships and how they act in dealerships, and how it's like a men's club. We didn't want women in the stores because we wanted to speak the way we want. Well, that's bull crap. And it's a shame. And I know I could tell you every woman that I've hired since has been amazing. They've been phenomenal. And they do. And some of them I'll even give extra time off because they're so amazing. Because they're seriously like, they want to go.
They do so much more. They do so much. I mean, watching a woman try to navigate an entire family, whether it's through a grocery store or it's just getting ready in the morning, right? Sometimes I feel like we got it ridiculously easy. We're going to find our clothes where it is that it gets put. It's like this magic fairy is going to pick up my shoes before I leave them around, right? And there's a level of honor that we forget to have sometimes as guys for women in our presence. And I want to throw a quick question that's not quite part of the 5-liner, but it's within the flow of this series that we're on. And you have, let me see, who is this? Asa?
Yeah, Asa Zorn. Asa Zorn says, hey, Laura, I love Asa. Asa says, Laura opened doors for me in the car business. Yeah, phenomenal woman. And that's amazing. And that's what I'm saying. This is another thing. Women know how to pick out talent. Mm-hmm. They also you want to talk about the best people to hire people? Get a woman to hire. Because if they'll sit there, they'll read through that bull crap. No, this person ain't gonna do it.
Right. And that is one thing we do. We do recruiting for our dealers, and that's one of the reasons, because we're able to go in between Rick and I both and be able to smell it, if you want to call that.
Yeah. There's no doubt. You smell. That's manure. But it's true though. There's something really about that. It's like when your mom asks you, "Are you lying to me?" And you're just like, no. And there's something special about that's a superpower that you have. And
it is. I want to attach to that because we talked a little bit about perception, and we talked about, and we're talking about the BS that women are able to smell, see, and sense, right?
Right.
And there's a comment that a lot of guys use out there that perception is reality. Some people say that perception is reality. And I'd like to say that's complete BS, right? Because perception is not reality. Reality is reality, right? We can paint a pretty picture for our wives or the people that we talk to, and they can, okay, that's cool. That sounded great, but wrong. That's not right. Perception is only reality when you see all sides of it. when you understand different angles of it, and when we get the perception of a woman, we get the perception of other people from different vantage points that can't see what we're not seeing, it helps us to paint a better picture of reality. But just because you see it one way doesn't mean that that's actually the way it is, or just the reason that you explain it one way doesn't mean that that's the way it is. Reality is reality. Your perception could adjust. I mean, folks, I used to think I was Puerto Rican most of my life. I thought I was, right? Until we did a little bit of ancestry. We did a little bit of a conversation with my mom, right? That said, wait a minute, why do you think that? Oh, that's wrong. That's not the truth. And so my entire reality of how I perceived me and other perceived me was incorrect. And to find out that I'm more Cuban, more Guatemalan, there's so many other things that are mixed in there. But my reality was based off of my perception at the time, and many other people did. I had to call Fred, be like, Fred, you know what? I'm not Puerto Rican. You know, and nothing crazy about that, but perception was one thing. Until we found out a little bit more family history of what the actual truth was. So with that, there is a perception that women have towards the car business. And we have Asa saying that you've opened up doors for her. What would you say for him? What would you say to women that are considering getting in the automotive industry? What would you tell them? What would be just a tip for you to give them an encouragement of saying, hey,
good question. I
understand that perception is horrible towards women in this industry, but this is something I need to pour inside of your cup. What would you deposit to those women considering that?
So there's so many things that we can talk about just in reference to this topic. So one, I think dealers are changing their perception of hiring women. Back in the day, they didn't want to hire women because we had to take care of the kids and we had to take care of the home, and we just didn't have time to focus our energies on the dealership life. But I think that dealers now today, from what I've seen, a lot of our dealer partners are starting to change up schedules. They're making them more friendly to women because they know the benefits that we do bring into automotive. Second thing I would say is surround yourself with successful women that are in automotive. There's a whole group of women that I have become friends and partners with that have been in this space, some brand new to the space, some for years like myself. And we really can sit there and bounce off of each other, talk about ideas, talk about our challenges, talk about our rewards. So definitely surround yourself with other women that are in this industry.
Absolutely. And that's encouraging, because there may not be many, but there are women that are being successful in the automotive industry. And with the assistance of social media, the assistance of all the technology that we have to us, you can find people to help mentor you or help guide the way. And women, you might be the first one to crack the door open. You might be the first one to walk in there and change up the whole game. And it may be a little frustrating. It may be a little irritating as people start to make the adjustment in the room, right, as you're in there. But it's okay. Keep going. Keep plugging away and keep being you, wholeheartedly you. And we appreciate that. And I'm sure women are definitely putting that inside of their cup and sipping it up.
Yes. And it's the future.
I'm on social media, as you know. Any women watching, please reach out to me. Love to mentor.
Yeah. And she's everywhere. She's on all platforms and she's very active on there. So make sure you reach out to her, because she loves, once again, she's a solutionary all day, and she loves to help. Remember the first question we asked, what's your purpose? What's your drive? To help people. Yeah. And I promise you, you give her an opportunity to help you, she's going to smile, and she's going to do it with a huge smile and say, let's do it. Let's help.
Let's do it.
And it's if we can get more women, and that's what I'm doing this series for, to show and express what women can do in this business. She's talking about how long she's been in this business. She said the 80s, she said the 90s, she says the 2000s, right? And when you've been through the business and you've seen all the different seasons of the car business, you've seen all different types of car sales. You've seen it before when we were still faxing applications and even credit. We would pull our own credit and send the bank the credit bureau. And it was so different back then. It was completely to what it is now. Technology is way better. Don't get me wrong. I love technology, and I'm glad it's gone this way. Thus is why schedules can be the way they can be, where we can make differences, where you can work less hours and still produce similar numbers because we have technology. You know, I did a post the other day on one of my quick brews, and it was use technology, because it's silly if you don't. People are not taking advantage of that. They're still trying to live in analog world, right? But it's a digital world. So you live in analog, it's not going to work anymore. No one's really looking for analog. Everyone's doing everything right here in this phone in their hand. So if
I was going to say, right here,
how
everything
powerful
I
is this?
need is right here.
This is more powerful than the computer I had when I first joined the Air Force. I remember I had a computer, I was gaming on it, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. It was a Dell. It was like one of the top Dells you can get. I spent thousands of dollars on it. It only lasted like 2 years and it was already outdated. But
And
this
we were dialing up at that point.
it was,
no?
this is more
Right?
even, and then DSL came out, and then they finally came out with regular, good internet. But it was so different. But even then you would load a page, wait 5 minutes, it would load up, and you're like, woo, this is so cool. Technology has come so far, folks. And if you're still living in old school life, if you're not doing the new things, you're not going to be able to keep up with what's happening. If you're a dealership and you're not into digital stuff right now, you're going to fall behind very quick. So integrate yourself. It's okay. It's never too late. What you do from this point on matters. What you did yesterday does not. That's the whole forgive, focus, fly, right? We don't worry about what we did yesterday. We worry about what we're doing from this moment on so we can alter our future, make it better. But that being said, we have a lot of, you've had a lot of great experiences. If you already hit it with the fourth question, yeah,
ready.
All right, yeah. So I was like, man, this is flowing really well. The fifth question that I want to ask you today, and you've been through things. We've talked about your why. We've talked about your, why you got in this business, how you got in this business, when you got in this business. We talked about your father. Great man. I'm so glad that you had a father like that to be able to show you on how to be somebody who like you are today. It's great mentorship having somebody like that, especially at early age, right? And then we talked about your biggest lesson that you've learned and things like that. We've also talked. He just asked you a great question about women in automotive and what they should think about when they're getting into this business.
Right.
My final question that I have for the five-liner is, what has been your greatest reward up to this point for all the work that you've put in? Everything that you've done, what would you say has been your greatest reward?
I think my greatest reward truly is the relationships that I've made along the way. I have met some amazing people in this industry from the early 80s to today. And we've been able to touch their lives. Some of them have touched our lives. But that's really, again, like we talked, that's what we love to do. We love to go out there and truly make a difference. And it's about relationships.
Relationships. If I was to say one thing about you that I know for sure is that you build relationships. Since I've met you, there's not a day that goes by that I don't see you building a relationship or at least stacking onto a current relationship. And I love that about you. I remember when we finally got to meet you at Digital Dealer in person, right? Got to sit down and talk. I was so excited to see you. It was like bigger than life for me. That whole week was a bigger life for me. It was actually a wide opening. It built tons of confidence inside myself, even more than I had before. Lou and I came in there, had a blast, but being able to meet you and seeing the people that you were walking around with, talking to the circle of people that you're part of, right? It's an amazing circle. And I'm so glad that I'm part of that circle. And I'm so glad that you and I have interacted and we've become friends and that we are going to grow together. I know that we're going to do projects together. There's a lot of things that are going to be happening in the future. While we were at Digital Dealer, though, you did bring up something. You were talking about something that be coming in the future. I know things are starting to happen now. It was about finance and some crypto. You want to?
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Why don't you talk about that some more really quick? Tell the folks what we were talking.
Little bits about it. Couple months away.
Yeah. So what can you tell the people today? What can they be looking forward to, or something they can get involved in right now?
Yeah. So we talked about how in the subprime world we're able to go out and help customers. So we have a dealer customer in the Washington D.C. market that is creating a related finance company. And he's a solutionary. He is truly a visionary. And he has created this to help those customers. He feels very much the same way that we do. If you can supply a customer with the opportunity to have transportation, you can change their lives. But his vision is not only to change them now, but to help them rebuild their credit, create new credit, give them an amazing automobile. So for him, this is very much a startup. He's in an angel round of investing. He's got his first couple investors, and he truly is going to change automotive lending. So if there's anybody out there that wants to hear more about it, I would love to introduce you to him. He is absolutely phenomenal. Again, probably 60 days away from being able to truly talk about this, but he's an incredible human.
I'm excited to hear more about this. That's all
I know, right?
And
that's why I mentioned it to you when we were in Digital Dealer in Tampa, because if it's right in with you guys and what you do, and
no doubt.
it is going to be life-changing, not only for the consumers that he's going to affect, but for his staff as well. And he's really growing this family. He's a family man. And he just has an amazing outlook on life and what he wants to do to help.
This is so exciting. So let me just, how far away is it from being active?
60 days.
Okay, cool. That's good to know.
We'll talk really after this.
I know we will. You know, why I think it's cool is that 60 days is going to go by like this for one.
It truly is.
Our life has been like this year, folks. It's already 8/19 today. Right now, it's already wow. 2021 is like boom. Here we go.
And we're done.
Hello. It came. It went. It was nice knowing you. Hopefully, you put the work in this year and you put everything you can, because time does fly, folks. Take advantage of every moment. Period. Yeah. But if you didn't, it's okay. Forgive. It's where you can focus, right? We can keep going. Today, you can start right now. But here's opportunity all around you. And what I love about you and Rick, and you know, mostly, honestly, I know Rick, but I know you. You know, and there's something about you that I really, really love. And like Rick, no discount to you, man. Love you, bro. I do. I love you, Rick. But Laura, you're special. You're very special to me. And I'm real excited to hear more about what you're doing. I'm looking forward to integrating our businesses somehow, some way. I'm sure that we're going to end up doing a lot of amazing things with our agency coming out, and with your agency being out there with your consultancy and you guys doing all these amazing things. This business is bound to get better. It's already getting better because you're already out there touching lives and changing it. We have people like you. We have the people like the Glenn Lundys, the Bill Schomburgs. We have, you know, this. I could just keep naming. I can keep naming all these amazing solutionaries out there that are trying to change this business and trying to do it one dealership at a time, one person at a time, and then bringing in amazing solutionaries into this business by hiring and doing all these things. And I love that. So I want to thank you for all that type of stuff. So that being said, with the RLB Automotive Consultancy, right? So with you and your husband getting together, what is your, out of all the things, I know because we got a couple more minutes here, what is something about your business, if you were to say one thing that stands out and it makes you all different, what would that be?
Something that stands out. I think because you get both of us.
Yeah.
When you get us, you get both of us.
Come on,
you get two different perspectives. If you look at what our primary focus on, really our primary focus is on the biweekly payments. That's our meat and potatoes of what we offer our dealers. So if you look at today, we're selling cars for more than we've ever sold cars.
Oh, yes.
So 2.5, 3 years from now, when those customers come back in and they want to trade in that car, if they're on a biweekly payment, they're going to have a less negative equity because we're going to be making an extra payment a year for them. Wow. If you look at the way consumers are paid in this country either weekly or biweekly. Why not give your dealership an opportunity to set up a payment plan for them to make budgeting a lot easier? And you look at the F&I office, we have some fabulous products in the F&I office right now. Service contracts, GAP, things to protect our consumers. Yep. But a lot of times they feel like they just can't afford those additional products because the payment's already more than what they want it to be. So if we can break it out within how they get paid, it makes it more affordable. We 100%. Want those customers coming back to us, but we want them protected as well when they leave us. And this gives them an opportunity to do that.
It's for everyone. And here's the other thing about those payment things. They're automatic payments. And I love this. And you're so, this nail's getting hit. It's getting hit hard. I love this because she's so right on. Folks, this type of style of helping people is what we need. It's called adjusting to their lifestyle. You know, Correct. We don't get paid once a month. Who gets paid once a month? Not me. I mean, I get
one. Dealers, people that work in the industry.
Right. You know, but when you're talking about getting paid every 2 weeks, getting paid weekly, this is what our consumers are. So when you're able to help them split it up or educate them on how to be able to split it up. But here's the coolest part about all that. She just dropped all that knowledge about how it can give them an extra payment every year, keep them in a better equity situation, stay ahead of the game. But here's the other side of it, folks. It's automatic payments. So they're going to be on time. They're never going to be late. They're going to always do these things. So when you look at their profile 2-3 years from now, they're in a better equity situation. Their payments have been on time. So their credit naturally is going to get better, right? So it's going to be an easier situation for you, but think about it for the client. How great is that for them? The convenience of that. Now, beautiful part about all this stuff too, folks, if you're a dealer, all these like if you sign up with Laura, or you sign up with somebody and you're looking at trying to do something like this, I could tell you that what it does is that you have this information forever. So these clients are your clients. You could see them. So 3 years from now, you can see how their payment history was, and then you can call them. Say, hey, what's going on? It's a follow-up program too. So it's so many benefits to that. And there's so many things that are great that it can help the client, help the dealer, and it really helps the bank also, because the bank gets the payment on time, which is great for them. And it makes it look really good for you as a dealer, because your portfolio is going to look really good. I promise. So there's so many benefits to that. I love that you brought that up. I'm glad that we're talking about that. You guys need to look into these bi-weekly payments. I'm telling you.
No cost to the dealer.
Zero cost.
Zero.
The dealer anything to bring another solution to help out their customer. Man, that's just really smart.
But yes, I love it. And I think that it's great that you're doing that. I think that it's great that you and Rick are offering that to your dealers out there. Classy. That's very classy. That's something that's benefits everyone. We
don't have a lot in our portfolio, but we've made sure that the items we have are not only customer centric, they're dealer centric.
Yeah.
So all the way around, it's helping everybody.
You know, you feel my vibe. We talked about this before the show. I was telling you what I'm doing, and that's exactly it. You know, and it's from watching people like you and seeing what you guys are doing, and it makes us want to be accessible and do it the right way too. You know, and when you can have a good blueprint from other people, you don't have to be the exact same blueprint, but it's definitely a good step, because once again, there's plenty of room for all of us out there to help these dealers. Matter of fact, we all need to be out there helping dealers that can. And then us dealers out there that are dealers, you need to look into these types of companies. Look for people that are trying to help, not people who are trying to make money. And you'll notice that the moment you have a conversation with them, because they're not going to, instead of asking you, hey, you want to buy this, you want to buy this, you want to buy this, they're going to say, hey, what's your pain points? Fantastic. Here's how I can fix it. Right. That is the difference. So, and that's what the Bermans do. Classy, loving it.
Thank you.
Put that in your cups
and sip on that, right? You know what I'm saying? So, but no, I mean, you know, that we've gotten into a lot of great things. This has been a great interview today, folks. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Before we do get any further, Laura, is there anything else you want to talk about? Is there anything we need to bring up?
I think that's all. I think I'd like to come back as we get closer into the crypto. Crypto's had a lot of good and a lot of bad with it vibes, but pretty amazing partnership that I formed right now with another startup. So they're in angel rounds right now, and the coins being created, and it truly is going to be life-changing.
I love it. And I'm a big fan. We talked about that before the show too. You know, I already told you I've been investing in crypto for years. My son even invests. And it's been very lucrative for me. It's for you folks out there, just like any investment, it's all risk. There's risk in anything you do.
Absolutely.
But if you do the research on crypto and just look at the last 10 years, I'm going to tell you, this is what you'll see. And just see my hand keep going up. It dips and then it goes back up. I
know, right?
It's the way that we're going to be consuming life in the future. You guys don't understand. This is a digital transformation. This world is going digital. Digital. I want you guys to understand that one more time. Digital. And if you don't think it's going to happen, you're crazy, because every year it gets deeper and more and more and more. And you're seeing it more. It's crazy, right? So make sure that you guys jump on this. When it's time to bring Laura back on, we will do this follow-up. We will talk about this company some more. We will talk about the opportunities for you out there. So if you're interested, like I am, make sure you guys stay tuned for the announcement whenever we get a chance to talk about this some more, when it's able to be talked about some more.
Absolutely.
I'm excited about that. Laura, thank you for being here today. Folks, all you solutionaries out there, did you all have fun? I know I did.
I know I had fun.
I had a great time.
Make sure that the entire industry knows that our friend Laura Berman is
100% CGC approved. That's right. Woo. Yeah, we're awesome stuff. Great morning, folks. Wow, what a great time. If you guys want to get a hold of her, she talked about her social media. All you got to do is look at Laura Berman, Berman. But this is her LinkedIn profile right here. I have it at the bottom. LinkedIn shows all about what she does. That's her business LinkedIn. Now she's on, like I said, she's on Facebook. She is very active every single place that you can imagine. Reach out to her. If you want some help, if you're looking for a dealer out there she could probably tell you what dealer to go work at in your community too. So just saying, she's been doing this for a little bit of time, and she's kind of connected. So make sure to reach out to her and see what she can do. And I promise you one thing, she will help. So make sure you guys reach out. Now she's not, if you ask for $1 million, she might not do that, but she's definitely going to help you figure out how to make $1 million. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So let's go.
Well, we are excited to keep bringing you an incredible message consistently as the women in automotive are completely caffeinating the culture here inside of the Car Guy Coffee Cafe. We are pumped up to be brewing solutions with the best. Again, brewing solutions with the best this week. Today, you will see dropped our incredible partner spotlight of our friend Don Brady from Don Brady Consulting, who is
Don Brady
out of this world. We absolutely love this individual. We'll be right back to say goodbye to Laura, but check this out. Don Brady is an incredible individual that can get your vehicle shipped wherever you may need it. And he put a video out there that was just so funny. It just had me cracking up, still has me cracking up today, of him and his whole Star Wars flow and him holding the baby, right? But folks, he's another individual that has been on the dealership side, has worked inside of the store, been a general manager of a store, understands things just like our friend Laura understands things, and is bringing solutions to multiple dealers across the country. Right. So make sure that you connect to people like Rick and Laura. Make sure that you connect with our friends Don Brady and all the other incredible solutionaries that we are tied to, because they understand the car guy, car gal side of it. They understand the vendor side of it, and they understand how to brew peace that is delicious by the time you start sipping it up. So, car guys and car gals, again, without further ado, we want to say goodbye to our incredible friend. Make sure that you guys get your day jazzed up, moving in the right direction. Have a great time. And remember, go to carguycoffee.com if you want to hear more of the solutions that we've been brewing with our friends. Check it out. And if you want a cup of caffeinated consistency, go ahead and get you some. Laura, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, guys.
We appreciate you, and we can't wait for the follow-up.
Oh, the follow-up.
I will be back.
Make sure we get that refill. Hey,
Absolutely.
folks, have a good one. We love you. God bless y'all. Crush your day. Crush the rest of the week. We will see y'all soon tonight. Don't forget, tonight we will be live at 10 p.m. Eastern Time with the We Are Better Together team.
Yes.
Wow. It's going to be amazing. The whole team that's going to be at NIADA down in San Antonio next week. We're going to have M1 Data Analytics. We're going to have Volley. We're going to have 3, 2, 1 Ignition. We're going to have Dealership Toolkit. And, of course, the Car Guy Coffee Crew. We're going to be there tonight having some fun. So reach out, check it out. We're going to talk about what we're going to be bringing next week. And what we're bringing is solutions. So let's go.
Let's go. Love you all. Appreciate you, Laura.
Bye-bye.
And Rick, love you, brother.
Love you, Rick.
Talk to you.
Thanks for letting her come on the show with us. We appreciate it. I'm sure you didn't let her. I'm sure she was like, I'm going on the show. So, but anyway.
I'm going on the show.
Love you guys. Peace out.
Bye-bye.